Chantal and Jean start hiking from a trailhead toward a fire tower. Jean is wearing a heavy backpack and walks slower. Chantal starts walking at 4 miles per hour. Halfway to the tower, the trail becomes really steep, and Chantal slows down to 2 miles per hour. After reaching the tower, she immediately turns around and descends the steep part of the trail at 3 miles per hour. She meets Jean at the halfway point. What was Jean's average speed in miles per hour until they meet? So we can think of the trail like this, and then at halfway it gets steeper. So Chantal goes up and then back down to this halfway point. And so Jean is only going to that halfway point. So that's Jean. Here's Chantal. So let's call halfway up the trail is going to be D. The distance of that will be D. So Chantal is going, her distance is 3D. Jean is only going a distance of D. So to solve this problem, we're going to use the fact that rate times time is equal to distance. So thinking about Chantal, if we break down her segments, the time it's going to take her to go up the first part of the trail, we'll call that T1. So I'm going to use the fact that T is equal to distance over rate. So the time it takes her to do the first part of the trail is going to be D over 4. Time it takes her to do the second steep part of the trail is going to be D over 2. And then to descend and do the steep part is going to be D over 3. So Jean, the time it's going to take Jean, I'll just call T sub j, is going to be the sum of the time it took Chantal, since they're climbing the same amount of time. So the time it's going to take Chantal is going to be T1 plus T2 plus T3, or D over 4 plus D over 2 plus D over 3. And so we in the end want to find Jean's rate. So it's going to be true that D over 4 plus D over 2 plus D over 3, so that's one way of writing Jean's rate, is going to be equal to D, which is the distance that Jean went, over X, so some rate that she went. So to solve this problem, I'm going to multiply both sides by the LCM of the denominator, so by 12x. So this becomes 3dx plus 6dx plus 4dx is equal to 12d. So if we factor out a d here, we get 3x plus 6x plus 4x is equal to 12d. And then divide both sides by d, we get 13x is equal to 12. So therefore x is equal to 12 over 13. So the answer is choice A.